Hey, everybody, and welcome to this edition of Daily Meditation with Coach Rob Hamley, brought to you by Sluggers Sports Academy. Today is episode 17, Wednesday Word. Today's word is gratitude. So before we get to today's meditation, I'd like to thank those of you who are joining us. Please go ahead and, if you can, give us a like the channel, share the videos, especially the ones that you're finding meaning in. There's been 17 videos thus far. Maybe you've been with us from the beginning. Maybe you're just joining us. We're just happy to have you here, wherever you're at, whenever you're listening, being a part of our community. This was started as a way to help our community get through this unprecedented circumstance and work on the mental game, working on coming out of this better than how we came in. And by being here, you're making a choice to do that. So welcome, thank you, and let the meditation begin. As I mentioned today on this Wednesday, we're going to talk about gratitude. I'm going to talk to you about two different types of gratitude. The first type of gratitude is being grateful for all the good that we have in our lives. And this is something that is great to do. I should say great to give gratitude first thing when you wake up in the morning and before you go to bed. And for me, easier said than done, right? And so what I do with my alarms, I have an alarm that goes off in the morning, and the title of it is simply Give Gratitude. And then another one that goes off at about 8 o'clock at night. In fact, you maybe just heard it just went off. And it reminds me once again to give gratitude. And I just try to go through the Rolodex in my mind of all the things that are good in my life. Got a roof over my head, food in my belly, blood in my veins, air coursing in and out of my lungs, a beautiful wife, two great kids. I go through the simple little things and remind myself of all the good that I have in my life. And by doing this, especially first thing in the morning, I just feel this wave of positivity, this rush of just good vibes and energy. And then by doing this at night, you're putting your head down on your pillow with good thoughts in your head. And what I have found is I wake up in the morning feeling better because the subconscious has marinated on this all night. Another good way to think about gratitude is going on gratitude walks. And, I've noticed a lot more people going on walks these days. I know the Hamley family has getting us out of the house, especially two little kids and a dog. Everyone's getting kind of cabin feverish, and going on these walks, more so when it's just me and the dog, I find myself trying to go through all the good that's happening around me. And I tell you what, I feel the rush of endorphins by the end of that walk and just feel positive, feel refreshed. So looking for all the good in our lives is a great way to start and end the day, and even finding a way to do it in the middle of the day too, just keeping that in the forefront of our mind. The other form of gratitude is being grateful for the hardships, being grateful for the tough times that we inevitably will go through, and understanding that life is full of seasons of good times, bad times. And I once heard of one of my favorite speakers and author, Eric Thomas, say, you're either going into the storm, in the storm, or coming out of the storm. When you think about it, that's really true. That life is full of these seasons of storms, being in them and coming out of them, or there's one on the horizon. So by preparing ourselves mentally we can be ready for those storms. Because it's not about if the storm is going to come, it's when. Another great example is from, again, one of my favorite speakers and also author, Jocko Willink, who in times of hardship, tough times, simply says, good. Capital G-O-O-D, good. And it's kind of become a running joke with the people he works with and the men that were on his teams in the Navy SEALs, because they knew if they came to him with bad news or something that wasn't favorable, he would simply just say, good. And isn't that a great way to look at it? We cannot control the external circumstances. We've talked about this before, where all we can control is our mind, bringing our focus to the breath, controlling those emotions, which will in turn help us give a better external output. For me, for example, baseball has given me so much in my life. The great relationships I have, many of the great relationships that I have, current jobs in teaching and as a coach have all come from baseball. And I look back on my sophomore year of high school. So this is probably now, over 15 years ago now. And I loved football. Football was always my first love. I just love the game. I love the physical nature of it, the mental toughness that it brings. And in my sophomore year, so JV football, I tore my meniscus. Ended my football season, and it also kind of inhibited me from being able to play basketball that season. Now, I wasn't the greatest basketball player to begin with. I'm not gonna lie to you. Was really undersized, and then adding on coming off of a knee injury definitely didn't help. Got cut from the JV basketball team. Best thing that ever happened to me. And I tell you what, I didn't think about it like that at the time, because at the time I thought, well, what am I going to do in the winter? I'm not going to be with the core group of my friends who are all on the team, and that really bummed me out. However, looking back on it with hindsight, good, got cut. Found myself in the weight room a lot more, found myself training for baseball, perfecting my craft. In baseball, had always just been that sport that I was fairly naturally gifted at. I could always just show up in the spring and, be, above average in ability. Well, tearing my knee up, getting cut from the basketball team seemed like bad things at the time. It actually turned out to be blessings in disguise. Got in the weight room, got bigger, faster, stronger. Started training more heavily with baseball. Started, becoming better at that craft, which led to Division I scholarships, which opened up many doors and opportunities. So, gratitude. Being grateful for all the good that's in our lives. However, reminding ourselves, even in those tough times, what we would call, quote, bad times, let's not even talk about them as bad times. Let's call them opportunities for growth, learning opportunities. Never a loss, just a learned opportunity. And when you go through life like that, how can you ever really be disappointed? You're going to face hardship. You're going to face greatness. You're going to face times of grief. You're going to face times of, like I said, greatness. We have to remain stoic in those, because they are seasons. They're going to come and go. We cannot change that. However, all we can do is prepare ourselves and control how we approach each of those, good and bad, being grateful for both, because both help us grow. Thank you once again for being here with us. We appreciate liking this channel, liking the videos, sharing us on social media, maybe even copying the YouTube link and texting it out to somebody in your life, your circle, who you think would benefit from hearing these talks. It's been great having you with us, people in the Sluggers community and even outside the Sluggers community. We hope you have a great day. Remember, keep slugging.